So you got the red light therapy panel, huh? And maybe you even got the sauna, the cold plunge, or a PEMF mat. But how do you know if it's even working? So that's what we're going to talk about in this video today. Today is Wellness Wednesday, where we're going to talk about wellness modalities. And this is Spa Life TV, where we are going to go on this spa life journey together. We're going to change the way we do health from the stress, hustle, push, grind to the way the body actually wants to work, to get into a healing parasympathetic state. And Wednesdays, we like to talk about wellness modalities. So first and foremost, when you get something, what are you looking for? How do you know if it's doing exactly what you want? So we're going to talk about three different things. One, how do you do your research to make sure you're getting the right thing for you? And secondly, what is the short-term benefit that you're going to be looking for to make sure that it is doing exactly what you want it to do? And then number three, we are going to look at what are the long-term effects? Because that's what really matters, right? Sure, short-term symptom relief is great, but ultimately we want vitality and energy and mental clarity and ease of digestion and just to live well for years and years to come. That's the ultimate goal. So before you jump into wellness modalities, because let's put it this way, you can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on different modalities. And every modality you choose that you probably saw on a Instagram reel or a TikTok, they say theirs is the best and there's nothing else better like it on the market. And this is the one thing you need. And then they tell you it's $5,000. So you have this thing that they're talking about that is like really the red light panels, for example. You watch a webinar and you're like, yes, that's what I need, because they really get you with all the benefits, and they are true. Red light therapy has so much research to it and it is very powerful. But the price tag is pretty big for a good size red light panel. Is that what you need? Is that where you're at? So it's very important that you analyze your budget, where you're at on this journey, and then do some research. Now, obviously, research, you would say, well, of course I'm going to do research. But today with AI, you are even more equipped at getting good research. Not just research on what red light therapy does, but you can actually do research because of AI on all the companies that are out there and start comparing prices, comparing what they do and how it works. So I'm going to share with you something that I really like to use when I do deep research, and it's called Manus. Manus is an AI program that allows you to, my gosh, like go really, really deep. It analyzes research studies, each company, it just, as deep as you want to go, Manus can do that. It can do the price comparisons for you and the customer testimonials and things like that on any product you're looking for. Here's what I want you to do when you do your research on a wellness modality. You're going to go to a different AI like Chat or Claude and say to that chat, say, hey, I want to do a Manus research. Create for me a prompt for Manus. And then you describe what you want. I want it to compare all the red light panels, all the different red light panel companies, and what their prices are, what options they have, what does red light therapy do, how does it help my health or your particular situation. And tell Claude or Chat to create a prompt. And then take that prompt and put it into Manus, and Manus will go out there and get you the best product for whatever it is you're looking for. So doing your research. If you know, I'm of the belief, obviously, which is why I'm doing this channel, I am of the belief that when you know why you're doing something, you're more inclined to stay consistent. So everything that I have here at the Serenity Center, I have spent a lot of time researching, but now that I have Manus, I can do it so much faster. So most importantly, do your research. And then secondly, what are you looking for short term? Short-term benefits are your symptom relief. If you have pain in your muscles and you go to get a massage, which is really a wellness modality. I was a massage therapist, still a massage therapist. I've been a massage therapist since 1990. And that technically is a wellness modality, is basically anything that helps boost your health, helps your body do something that it is capable of doing on its own, but you like up level and help it out and boost it, okay? So let's say if you go to a massage, or if you lay on a PEMF mat, or you go into a sauna, or even a red light, you do want to feel symptom relief. What would that be like? You want to walk out of there feeling more expansive, a little bit lighter, like you can take deeper breaths. So the rib cage and the midsection just feels more expansive. You want to feel your shoulders just relax a little bit more. And you want to be able to sense a difference when you fall asleep at night, especially that night when you do whatever the modality is you choose. You want to start sensing that. Notice the changes in the aches and pains in your body. Notice symptom relief. Notice how your digestion is after a meal. Let's say you take some digestive enzymes for symptom relief. Maybe you take some DGL for your symptom relief. Notice that you're getting relief pretty quickly within 24 hours or 48 hours from that experience. That's really important. But if you don't get the immediate relief, because a lot of these things like a PEMF mat, you may not feel the relief right away, but because you did your research and you know how important a PEMF mat is at the cellular level, when you don't feel it immediately, you can trust that it's doing exactly what it's done because you've done the research, especially through Manus, that AI software Manus. So those are some of the short-term benefits that you want to be feeling, just that more expansive, relaxed, like you've dropped into your parasympathetic. Life just seems a little bit calmer. Then you know that something has shifted. Your brain isn't racing. You're not as agitated or antsy or anxious or in a rush to get somewhere. You don't feel like you're in a hurry. You have shifted into a parasympathetic state. Now, if you go to a spa, which is why all of this is called Spa Life TV, Spa Life Method, is because nobody has to teach you how to relax when you go to a spa, right? Spa means healing through water. And when you walk into a spa, your body automatically knows how to drop into a parasympathetic. And we want to create those micro moments throughout our day so that we can learn how to go from a sympathetic to a parasympathetic, from a little bit of stress to relaxation, to a little bit of stress to relaxation. That's a normal life. So that's what you want to learn, how to feel that parasympathetic state. And then long term, because yes, if you're going to invest a ton of money on these different things, then you want to feel some long-term or have some long-term experiences as well. So what would that look like? Better sleep. And one way you can check your sleep is with an Oura ring. I'm moving you this way because my husband is in the sauna and the cold plunge. And sometimes he's singing. And if he is, I wanted you to hear him singing. Anyways, okay, so what are the long-term benefits that you would experience? Better sleep. One way to check that. So I had to get an Oura ring, and I've had Oura rings for several years now. The reason being is I needed it to train me. As much as I said I was going to go to sleep early or get a good amount of sleep, I was shortchanging myself because it was who I was. I was struggling with my own fight or flight, my own relaxation. And I needed the Oura ring as like a coach to keep me accountable to my sleep. So your sleep is going to be different. You're going to fall asleep better. You're going to wake up more rested, and you're going to sleep longer through the night. And there's definitely things you can do to optimize your sleep, which are also wellness modalities. Digestion, less bloating and more lightness after eating in the midsection in the stomach. That's what you will experience. Maybe less gas, less pain after eating certain foods, and maybe you'll be able to eat foods that you were once highly sensitive to once you start healing your gut and healing all the cells in your body. So what else would you experience? Maybe you want to do blood glucose monitors. You can wear a continuous blood glucose monitor and notice more balanced blood sugar levels throughout your day. Another long-term benefit would be a sustained energy. Instead of that afternoon crash, you're going to have a sustained energy and you're less dependent on caffeine. Huge benefit, because with most of these wellness modalities, we are supercharging your mitochondria. And over time, you're going to see a significant difference in your energy level. What would be something else? Oh, how you react to stress. That was the coolest thing. When I was living in Carlsbad, I used to go to a place called Breathe Degrees, and they have these breathing classes that just trained my intercostal muscles, which are the muscles on the side of your ribs, how to expand. And I didn't realize that a lot of our stress comes because we're so tense in the midsection. So if we can train our intercostals to open wide, so when you breathe in these breathing classes, breathe to the side, breathe wide and open those intercostal muscles, and it allows you to manage stress better in real life. So you're going your day to day and then something stressful happens. Because you can breathe, because you have expansive breath, you're more resilient and you manage that stress so much better. That is an exciting experience that I didn't really anticipate, and it's just amazing. What else would you feel? So we talked about expansiveness, energy. Now let me tell you about a long-term benefit that I did not expect, and this just happened to me yesterday. I did a few modalities here, and yesterday I was driving back home, and all the colors looked brighter. The pinks were pinker, the blues were bluer, the green was brilliant and different shades of green. So my senses of color and eyesight were starting to become more refined. Your senses of smell and taste will become more refined as you continue to utilize these wellness modalities. Now, when you think about all the things that I just listed, you know what that sounds like? Vitality. That's what we're after. Vitality. Yes, we're after the ability to be resilient against disease. We want to prevent disease, but we also want to feel vitality, alive and more energetic regardless of your age. I am somewhere in my 50s. I don't know. I don't really celebrate the day of the birthday. I celebrate the whole month, and I don't really remember my birthday. So vitality is life, not your age. That doesn't matter. But it's how you feel in your body. That's how you know your modalities are working. So this was Wednesday, Modality Wellness Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed this video. And tomorrow, as we talk about the Serenity Center, I'm going to give you a tour of some of the wellness modalities that I have here at the Serenity Center. So I look forward to seeing you on the video tomorrow.